Hello everyone, meteorologist Carly Smith here. We are talking about the cold temperatures. In fact, it is the coldest it has been in Corpus Christi since February 12th. Can you believe that? So February 12th was the last time it was this cold. Here in Corpus Christi, we did fall into the 30s and 20s even in some spots. Now officially at official airport recording sites, none of them hit the 20s, but we did get below freezing in several spots, and here's where that was. So we got to 30 degrees in Sinton, 30 degrees in Alice, 30 degrees in Beeville, so a lot of cold spots on the map this morning. Corpus Christi was 35, and like I mentioned, yeah, our volume is working. Like I mentioned, 35, the last time we were at a temperature this cold was February 12th, so that was 302 days ago, which is pretty wild, y'all. So what did you think about the cold? Were you prepared for the cold? Let me know. I believe Sinton was added to the freeze warning last night. Might have been after you went to bed. I don't know what time the National Weather Service added that. But this morning, Sinton was under the freeze warning, Refugio was, B County was, and then Live Oak and McMullen were before I went to sleep last night. Alice was not in the freeze warning, and you got down to 30 degrees. But hopefully you knew it was a possibility and took the proper precautions there. We were close in Orange Grove and Kingsville. You recorded a temperature of 33 degrees. And even Rockport got down to 36, which is pretty wild being that close to the water. 46 in Port Aransas this morning, 43 Flower Bluff. So Flower Bluff is usually several degrees warmer, and Port Aransas, than Corpus Christi because of the water and the humidity. So the water temperature right now is 60 degrees at Packery Channel. So when we have those northerly winds, it's blowing over Corpus Christi Bay, or when we have southerly winds, it's blowing over the Gulf of Mexico. And so that keeps Flower Bluff, Port Aransas, so that would be Aransas Bay, Copano Bay. It keeps those areas rather warm because there's more humidity with the water blowing off with the air blowing over the water. And additionally, there's more humidity, and then the water is warmer than the air, so you get a little bit of that factoring in as well. But that's why even in Flower Bluff, so the further away you live from Corpus Christi Bay, the colder your temperatures are going to get. So if you're further away from the bay, you may have fallen into the 30s, but right near the bay, which is where the Naval Air Station is, 43 degrees, the temperature there. So that's a little explanation for why that happens. Now we'll talk about the forecast. Two to 3 inches, it would be before the weekend. The system is moving out Friday night into Saturday. So the weekend looks dry, Zach. I would say 1 to 2 inches. I'm not seeing 3 inches. But forecasting exact rainfall totals at this point is still a little far out. The rain does start on Wednesday, and it looks like we have a chance to receive at least 1/10 of an inch each day leading up. So I would say we're pretty much guaranteed 1/2 an inch. Anything above 1/2 an inch is going to be quite variable. So, hey Martin, how's it look on Thursday, northern B County? Well, Thursday lows are in the 60s. So even northern B County, coldest you would be is upper 50s. We're going to be much more mild the rest of the week. So starting tomorrow, we're still on the chilly side, but it's going to be warmer than today. When we were 35, tomorrow's going to feel warm, even though it's 51, warmer than today at least in comparison. So instead of showing, let me see if I still have this graphic handy. Instead of showing this, where it's, well, now we're about normal, we're about the same as yesterday. But this morning we were nearly 20 degrees different than yesterday. We were all blue, like Falfurious right now. Tomorrow morning we're going to be in the yellow and orange, where we're going to be warmer than yesterday. So Yeah, those were our lows that we're looking ahead to. These are our current temperatures, so we're already starting to warm up, as I just showed you. 57 degrees in Corpus Christi right now, 56 in Orange Grove, 57 in Alice, and 56 in Kingsville. We're still in the 40s in Mathis and George West. Naval Air Station heating up to 60 degrees. And so for the rest of your day, we're going to have these cirrus clouds out there, but those are just going to kind of filter the sunlight. We're still going to have plenty of sunshine that will allow our temperatures to warm into the mid to upper 60s. Some areas will make it into the low 70s. So one of the reasons why we were so cold this morning is look at these dew points. Dew points are in the 20s. So it was a cold start across the area. It is very dry, so you may need some extra lotion today or some Aquifer on the lips tonight, but we are going to see our dew points increasing. So as this high pressure sets itself up over Louisiana, I don't have the dew point numbers showing up on the map, but you can see green is returning, right? So as we continue to see more moisture in Texas, in South Texas especially, our temperatures aren't going to be able to get as cold overnight. So that's why we've got 60-degree temperatures overnight returning for Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, and Friday morning. Additionally, we're going to have more moisture, and we're also going to see a chance for rain. We've got a system coming through Friday. It looks like Friday evening, as this cold front is setting up and pushing through, especially if we get a coastal low to develop, it does look like we're going to have a decent amount of rainfall, the most rain from this event on Friday, which is where we could see those higher totals where we add up to an inch of rain on Friday per se. And so then that could be 1.5 inches, 2 inches total. But for now, I would say 1/2 inch over the Thursday or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is almost a guarantee. Anything above that is still a bit of a question mark. So then this is going to move out for Saturday and Sunday, so drier air is going to come into place. So our dew points for the upcoming week, we were very dry today, and so this afternoon we are going to get warmer. We're going to be closer to 40 by this afternoon. Then Tuesday afternoon we're closer to 60. Then we're hanging out right around 65 Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then that cold front pushes through. We fall back into the comfortable levels Saturday and Sunday. So our rain chances go up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday looks like our best shot for rainfall. And so here's why. Like I said, the high pressure moves out. It looks like early Wednesday isolated showers. So these could add up to a few tenths of an inch, but they're going to be isolated and spotty, right? So not everyone's going to get the rain. There could be some higher rainfall totals mixed in there, more so for the brush country heading into late Wednesday morning and the early afternoon. We get some breaks. This is not going to be widespread heavy rainfall. Now this is the switch from our high resolution data, which is a short-term forecast, to our long-range forecast, which is lower resolution. So while this is covering more space than the last rain, it is not a guarantee because this is a lower resolution. So it's not as fine-tuned. It's kind of like if you wear glasses, when you don't wear your glasses, that is our low resolution data. When you put your glasses on, that's our high resolution data. So right now we're looking at this basically without our glasses on. Depending on how bad your vision is, it may not be that extreme, but I would say, yeah, it's a good analogy. So it does look like we'll get some rain on Thursday morning and into the afternoon, especially for our southern counties where we saw the dew points at their highest, right? So then Friday, a decent amount of rain, more isolated in the morning, but then this is when the chance for numerous storms comes in. That's going to be Friday evening. So it looks like about 4 to midnight is when we could have some numerous showers, even storms. It doesn't look severe, but I wouldn't rule out a rumble of thunder at this point. And then we clear things out with the drier air coming into place. So this is essentially an upper level high that's moving in. So there's the drier air coming into place, right? This is an upper level low pressure system that's moving into the region. And then at the surface, we also are going to have some features at play. That's that surface kind of cold front that I mentioned here. So we just looked at the upper level. Well, the upper level low is still kind of there, but There's going to be a bit of a cold front that moves through. If we get this coastal low to develop, odds are we'll get a little bit more rain out of the system as the precipitation, the moisture wraps around that coastal low. But as you can see, again, it's mostly isolated to widely scattered until that front moves in. And then we have a chance for a little bit more rainfall, heavier rainfall, and more accumulation in one day, especially. That would be Friday evening. So it's your Friday evening plans that you should be thinking about the potential for rainfall for. So here's a look at those potential rainfall totals. Right now, it does look like ½ inch is a guarantee, 1 to 2 inches is possible at this point. Alicia says, we had frost on the grass and in the bird bath in northeast Kingsville. So yeah, Kingsville got it down to 33. So that is taken, I believe 10 meters sounds wrong, maybe 10 feet. It's taken a little bit above the surface, right? That thermometer is where it's set up. So yeah, it could be colder below that thermometer, especially if you live in a lower lying area. That can tend to create some cold pooling that could create frost. So, and the lower your temperature went, the closer it was to that dew point, and the easier when we have 100% saturation or 100% humidity, we get the frost. So that's good to know. I appreciate any reports you have of whether or not you had frost on the ground, dew on your car. Anything like that is very helpful information because we have monitoring sites, but they don't do the best job because they're not everywhere. So finally, here's a closer look at the coastal bend. We are going to get some rain into the watershed. That's the most exciting part about this system, is it's going to rain in the watershed. Again, how much is still a bit of a question mark, but it does look like that area could see 1 to 2 inches as well. Vorticity is what we are watching, so that's what we're going to see. This system is up to the north. It won't let me move it, but here it is. So it's going to move into the Pacific Northwest, and then essentially it's going to continue to drop down and cut off from the rest of the jet stream. And that cutoff low is the best way for us to get rainfall in South Texas. If we were already cold before this cutoff low developed, that would be the best way. And we are cold, but the timing still isn't there. We're going to get too much southerly winds warming us back up before the cutoff low gets here. If this cutoff low had happened like yesterday, then that would be a potential way for us to get snow because it would bring in moisture while we're already cold. But it's just not playing out that way. But this is the best way for us to get rain. This is very typical in El Nino as well. So we're on track to get some rainfall. That's the main takeaway from this. But with this cutoff low, essentially, it is going to create some turbulence and it is going to create some stronger wind speeds. So Saturday, winds will be picking up, but we also have some stronger winds before Saturday, and even into Sunday, we're going to get some of those stronger winds as well. So Sunday they'll start to weaken. But here's our wind speed forecast. So as the low is approaching, we're going to have some gusty wind. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, winds sustained around 20 miles per hour, 15 to 20 miles per hour. But then they're going to gust potentially 30 to 35 miles per hour. We see a dip in the wind Friday, but then it picks back up out of the northwest, 12 to 22 miles per hour there on Saturday. So another windy day on Saturday, probably easier just to not inflate the inflatables Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. But we'll get a better evening forecast each day for your winds. But yeah, so temperatures are warmer the rest of the week, and that has to do with the moisture returning. So if we stay dry, we would stay cold, but we're not. Of course, it's South Texas. So Tuesday, warmest day of the week. Temperatures still cold in the morning, will be 51, but not as cold as today. As we head into Wednesday, we're 60s overnight. So pretty mild overnight temperatures with that moisture and that chance of rainfall. Isolated to widely scattered, and then we see those evening storms or heavier rain moving through Friday evening. Temperatures right around 70 Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Not a whole lot of change each day. But then Saturday, it's drier, it's colder. That weak front moves through, so we're 52 for your low, 62 Saturday. We do fall back into the 40s by next Sunday. So that's what we got. Let me check your questions. definitely cold. Said 30 on my patio this morning in Beeville. I had a report from Beeville of 30s. It does look like we have a weak front. I didn't put it on the 7-day because it's more of an upper level low and kind of like a trough associated with that low, but it is going to work like a front and bring drier and cooler air in for Saturday, but not super cold there, Monica. We're getting 50s overnight, 60s during the day, but then 40s overnight Sunday for the second day behind the front. It's usually the second day. That's the colder day behind cold fronts, colder morning at least. So that's all I have for this weather update. We'll take the 7-day full. Don't forget, you can also follow my Facebook and Instagram pages, or on the stories of those. Carly Smith WX on the stories on Tuesdays is when I post Taco Tuesdays. So we have some fun there, especially on impactful weather days. I try to post videos there as well. So lots of great information to have. If you have any ideas for stuff you would like to see in these little live updates, let me know. Otherwise, have a fantastic week ahead, y'all.